Back here in Los Angeles at Dodger Stadium, the greatest Dodger of them all. 67th and final year in the broadcast booth for Vin Scully. We had a chance to talk with him before the game about some of the people who have played and he's worked with. We started with Roy Campanello.
A Dutch uncle, to be an expression, one who could counsel the pitchers, had a delightful laugh, was very knowledgeable. He was born in a section of Philadelphia called Nicetown, and that summed it up exactly. I mean, he was a nice man.
Saw him around the booth a lot. He was indeed that. 42, Jackie.
Jackie was an incredible competitor. Really, I'll tell you a quick story. We were supposed to speak to people up in the Catskills during the winter. I arrived with my ice skates. Jackie said, "You going to go ice skating?" I said, "Yeah." Oh, he said, "I'll go with you." I said, "Well, fine." We went in, we got skates, he put them on, and he said, "When we get out there, I'll race you." I said, "You'll race me?" I said, "Jack, I didn't know you skated. I know you played football, basketball, baseball, but I didn't know you skated." Oh, he said, "I've never been on skates in my life." I said, "Well, come on, I'm not a great skater, but I'm a good skater." He said, "I know." And then he got very serious, and he said, "That's how I'll learn."
Really?
That was Jackie. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
The names I think I have to put together because they are that way in history. Sandy and Don, Koufax and Drysdale.
They were as different as left and right. Don Drysdale was a Pied Piper. Even though he was a terrific competitor on the field, he loved life when he was off the field and did not like to love life alone. So when Drysdale went out, 6 or 7 of the other players went with him.
Yeah.
With Sandy, he was quiet and reserved. When he went out to dinner, he would have dinner with a backup catcher or a backup infielder. You would never know that he was out, really. Don, oh, he was just one great Pied Piper.
Let's talk about you for a minute. You have received virtually every award a broadcaster could conceivably get. You have become the #1 Dodger in the history of a franchise that is filled with legends. Do you feel that? Do you understand that? Has it set in?
No, thank goodness.
Yeah.
I think that would be too much of a load to carry. I really and truly feel, in all honesty, God has been extremely kind and generous. Anything and everything that I have gotten, if I have any ability at all, I do know from the bottom of my heart I could lose that fast. That's the way life is. So no, I don't even think of that. All I know is I've been so fortunate. God has been so generous. That's all I think of, really.
Why go this long? Did you ever think about cutting it off earlier?
No, I loved it. I absolutely, I tried to play. By that I mean I tried to play varsity high school. I played varsity college. My famous game was the first baseman of Yale by the name of George Herbert Walker Bush. And as I told him when we played golf, we both went 0 for 3. But the point being that, no, I love the game. And having tried to play it, I realize how good these fellas are. What they make look so easy, I know is hard. And I think that love affair will never change, ever.
Biggest change in the game in the years you've watched?
Well, I think the DH certainly would be one, AstroTurf another, enclosed ballparks another, coast to coast as opposed to up and down the eastern seaboard. Oh yeah, a lot of changes. But a game is still great. I don't like to monkey with it. To me, it's perfect. And yeah, those are the only changes, really. DH, AstroTurf, and closed ballparks, I guess. What about you? Is there another change you can think of?
No. I'd like to see a realignment, though. Let me ask you. I'd like to see us, the travel seems to me, kind of reduces the ability of players to perform because it's so extensive nowadays.
Yeah.
Maybe realign more in a geographical alignment that would also create natural rivalries. Do you think that would work?
Well, I once said to Walter O'Malley, admittedly this was quite a few years ago, I said, "Mr. O'Malley, we're going back to play Philadelphia. They're a last place team. We're going to draw about 6,000 people a game. We're going to have to fly. It's going to cost a lot of money, hotel rooms. How about if we just stayed in the West? You would have San Diego, and you'd have the Angels, and you'd work your way up to San Francisco and Oakland and go on up to Seattle and just stay right there and play all those games." He said, "You've got to go to New York." End of story.